Thank you so much for joining us. Super excited to have you all with us and for you all to get to know who we are, the passion behind what we do each and every day for our clients, especially for the professional and experienced team that we have here, the dedication and value that we bring each and every day for our clients. So with that said, I'm going to move along to the next slide. So today's agenda. Quickly, we're going to take you through who we are, our mission, why we make it so much easier for businesses to navigate those difficult decisions that they have to, when it comes to weather, that they have to navigate each and every day. And then we're going to provide you with an understanding of how we do it from a personalized perspective. Accurate, affordable forecasts, looking at 24/7 support for any of your snow removal needs. Brian's going to take you through our winter services. He is an owner in the company. I am a meteorologist, and we also have Jeff on the line, who is a meteorologist as well. So we can answer any questions that you may have, but more importantly, we want to make sure that you understand our accounts and the types of clients that we already serve. Some are low to zero tolerance accounts. So if you're representing a hospital or a nursing home or a school, these are clients that really don't have any limitation on they do have limitation on what there can be regarding, the adverse conditions. We have to make sure that we are correct. We have to make sure that we're accountable, and we've been doing that for many years. Pre-treating using liquid or solid de-icers, having a variety of equipment, having a moderate to large service area. These are all clients and types that we have provided service for many years. So Neoweather, we fill the void, and what we want to do is extend that into Southern Canada. We believe that we have the ability to really make an impact for your business, with your business, save you money, as well as provide a support mechanism for you to grow your clients' services. So did you know that when weather conditions on average are adverse over days, weeks, entire seasons, shortfall in sales, so your clients that you're representing, it has a major impact. Every year, weather variability is estimated to cost businesses over $630 billion in the US alone, and that's 3.5% of the total GDP. Why do I say the US? Because that is a massive number in the US, and if you then translate over to Canada, it's even more of a massive GDP kind of solution. For even if a business knows how normal weather affects its earnings, unexpected, abnormal weather events, which we are dealing with. Canada has had some very warm winters, but when they have storms, they can be severe, and we have to make sure that we are ahead of those storms for these snow operations. Research shows that abnormal weather disrupts the operation and financial performance of 70% of businesses worldwide. We want to take that burden on ourselves. We want to take care of your clients, your company, to make sure that we are the reliant partner for you moving forward. So who we are a Cleveland-based Ohio forecasting team. I would say between all of the meteorologists, we probably have over 100 years of experience. We specialize in the Midwest, Great Lakes, Ohio Valley, and now Southern Canada. We have lake effect experience. So if there are lake effect regions that you're under control or you're managing, we can understand, and we will be there to really highlight those microclimates that are sometimes difficult to focus upon. We are considered localized weather. We focus on each of those microclimates. So if you have a client that's in Toronto, it is going to be much different than it's going to be in Montreal. We know that there are different types of climates of each of those. There's different type of lake effect solutions for each of those places. And we're transparent. We're a team that really cares about our clients. It's not about, hardcore dealing with hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of clients. It's making sure that your business is top priority, making sure that you guys come first, and providing you with an honest approach. Listen, weather is a science. It is not 100% predictable. But what we can do is manage and communicate those expectations on a daily basis to make sure that you are provided with the best and most important and up-to-date information possible. So And we don't focus just on your operation. It's not just that we focus on all portions of your operation. So everything comes down to it. We try to make it as basic as possible. That's what I'm trying to say. We try to make it as basic as possible. It's not going to be scientifically driven from a communications perspective. We are going to make it communicated in a way that you understand it, in a way that your clients will understand it. So high quality product, total consumer satisfaction, and we'll take you through a little bit of that shortly. But now what I'd like to do is kick it over to Brian. He'll tell you a little bit about the industries that we serve and some of the products that we can provide for snow removal services.
Thanks so much, Jason. Yeah, so snow and ice management is our biggest group of clientele. That's where when we first started about 10 years ago, we started to get clients in. We started to learn a lot about the business and some of the intricacies of how weather really revolves around the very specific impacts that goes so far above and beyond what you can get from Environment Canada, from any other local TV station, from a actual weather app. Even some of the better weather apps on the market, even if they nail that it's going to be 32 degrees and that there's going to be a 60% chance of snow, they're not nailing the exact timing on that snowfall. They're not nailing the exact impacts to your operation. Like if, let's say, there's blowing and drifting on your accounts afterwards, Siri's not going to tell you that you'll have to go back and plan staffing for the next day after the storm ends to go clean it up, versus if it was going to be 40 degrees and you're going to have melting, you can save money on putting down the excess amount of salt or calcium chloride. So snow and ice is our biggie. We're big into municipalities as well, serving some small cities, also some medium-sized cities. And you saw a little bit ago the testimonial quote from the Department Director of Public Works from the city of Pittsburgh, so a relatively large American city. We do a little bit in golf courses. We have some construction clients at this time. We've had some agricultural clients. We have a few different turf management and landscaping clients. We're looking to grow into outdoor events and in towards large major league sporting events as well. So a nice variety overall of different types of clientele. But the wonderful thing about winter is it's all about snow and ice operations, and that's where we're really able to specialize things. So a little bit about our products. This is the general, what most snow contractors go with, the general package. Now we can customize things. That's one of the benefits of a company like ours that isn't super huge, to where we're not just doing a one size fits all approach. There on the screen, you can see a little snippet of the weekly forecast that we send out regardless of what the weather's going to be. This is every single week throughout our snow season, which runs from November through April. You're only paying for November through March, though, with our snow season. So anything that is in April is kind of free. Now, if your needs are a little bit different and you want anything that could potentially be in May or in October, we can work with you. So this is kind of familiar what you would see on the TV. It's nothing groundbreaking. It's just a more accurate version of what you would typically get, because we're looking specifically at your area, your location. Where TV's forecasting for a coverage area, there's so much to do in media that goes well above and beyond forecasting. They don't have time as a TV meteorologist to put all the amount of time into accuracy. So you're going to get a little better forecast. When can you plan around snowstorms? When can you do staffing? When can you do design builds and other type of activities throughout the winter time? That also has precipitation trends on it. It has temperature trends. Once we get to 4 or 5 days out, we'll give you a heads up that there's a system expected, kind of what we know at that point, some of the uncertainties. And then 2 to 3 days out, you're getting what's called our Neo First Look, which is where you get detailed. You can see on the screen there, lots of information, but we've taken years of learning from our clients and from other folks within the weather industry and the snow and ice business to really determine what's the most pertinent information and how is it best displayed, what looks best. So everything you need to know, start and stop time, how much you're getting, the confidence on the forecast is right there up front. What are the hazards? What are those threats during the course of the event? How is it actually going to impact your operation? Then with the additional details, we can really delve in on a storm by storm basis to tell you about, hey, are we going to see some blowing and drifting after the storm? Is it going to start as a little freezing rain where it could accrete a little bit and then you're going to get the snow on top of that? hey, maybe on radar, it looks like this big storm's coming in 2 hours early, but really those first couple hours, it's not reaching the ground because it's dry. It's all evaporating. So you don't need to send your crews out that early. All this information is something you can't get elsewhere, and it really does potentially save you thousands of dollars on a lot of these decisions. Once we get more detailed up close to the event, you're getting your forecast breakdown. Looks very similar. This is updated information, more detailed information, more specific, but we have that added middle page there, the hourly data, where you can quickly see how the temperature trends are, the dew point trends for all of you that are doing any kind of liquids. In terms of different types of de-icers, very important to get your application rates right with the amount of moisture that's in the atmosphere. And then what's the kind of hour by hour snowfall trends and overall conditions with winds and sky conditions as well. We also get pretty detailed with the additional details there in that section. Now for your little events where it's pretty much just, we need to put down a little bit of de-icer, probably not even plowing, we send the Neocast weather alert. This is more condensed. So you're not spending as much time streaming over different types of information. This has been something that has worked pretty well for us as well. And it allows us to be more efficient where we're not putting in as much time into the forecast, so we can concentrate on the support for each of our clients and provide the best level of information when they're calling or texting or emailing us, which we'll get to in just a tiny little bit as well. And that is consulting support. Yours truly there with a little bit longer hair on the picture there. So we are sitting in front of our computers. We're monitoring all the conditions. We're sending out updates as needed. Is there a big blast of snow coming in? Can we adjust the timing? Maybe it's going to end in a half an hour or an hour earlier, a couple hours later. Maybe there is a new band of snow that is formed that we didn't previously detect, and it's coming in towards your area. Let's get a new updated forecast out on that. Or everything's going according to plan. We're just there to reassure you. So we're sending out those updates proactively, but you can also call us, email us, or we have a texting service where you can ask any kind of questions to specifically get information from you. We answer everything within typically 5, 10, 15 minutes or so as far as emails and texts. And this is another thing where you just can't call a meteorologist at the weather service or at a TV station, and you certainly can't ask Siri a lot of the specifics you'd be able to get from us. Text messaging, this is an add-on service, pretty affordable, depending on your company size and how many people within your company that you want it. It can start as low as $20 per month, and it only goes up to about $50, $60 per month as an add-on, which is very affordable. This allows us to send those short little bursts of information, that extra stuff that you're not getting elsewhere as we take you through a storm, and it's just very convenient. I mean, we're all on our phones all the time, so to be able to be sitting in a truck or just kind of reanalyzing the weather a little bit and being like, I don't like what I'm seeing here, let's text the guys and get an answer right back. It is a wonderful way for us to stay connected and have good communication. You can get images as well, radar and futurecast images to kind of reinforce our messaging. It's definitely something that helps out in between where we don't send out an official forecast product. And the client portal system. This is something we've been working on for the last few years. This is where you can get all of your different information through us. So your forecasts as posted, when you have an updated forecast for you, you'd be able to check out and look at all the different information. You can view it fine from mobile or from your computer. We have interactive radar where you're able to put on temperatures, winds, where are the watches and warnings at, of course, actually zooming in and zooming out and looking at where the precipitation is, animating it, seeing where it's hitting, that kind of thing. Then you can also, for the owners out there, whoever be making the payments, you can pay your bills from on there. You can message us on there. So it really allows you to be able to do a lot of different things and to keep track of all the different weather information you want. And then there's broad information as well across many different states and provinces displayed from any kind of National Weather Service alerts. And Jason, if you want to take this,
Sure.
talk a little bit about some of the advantages to have us on your side.
Absolutely, Brian. Thank you so much. as you can see, there's a lot of excitement. There's a lot of opportunity, and we are really putting our best foot forward when it comes to providing you with these solutions. You know, everybody always asks me, what's the ROI and what's the Neoweather advantage? And I think it's really about saving time and money for you and for your clients. If we can be there with you as a voice in your ear prior to the storm, during the storm, and even after the storm, so important to have that. So it allows us to better utilize resources, your resources, such as staffing, equipment, maintenance, materials, and supplies. And if you put those 4 things together and you can create an efficient package for your outlook or forecast for the year, like Brian said, you could save thousands. You can save tens of thousands, depending upon how large your operation is. Our goal is to fully prepare you for that storm. Every instance of that storm, making sure that you are well ahead of it. Great example is when I was forecasting last winter for a company. Their client was going to send out a whole fleet of plows, and they were concerned about the potential of lightning because it was supposed to be a very electronic based storm. And they actually, that day, another truck was hit by lightning, and we kind of pivoted them around the storm where they needed to be and brought them off the road when it was a very super important time to do that. And the company that didn't have this information, well, that truck got hit. Everybody was fine, but again, we're saving time and money. They had to replace that truck. They had to, go through insurance. All of the issues that we basically saved the company that we were working with from that ordeal. So data-rich forecasts, products ensuring that you have everything you need in one single location. That's with the dashboard. Those products that we provide, that we showcase, are probably industry leading. Everybody has a weather app, but weather apps are based on algorithms. What we have is our experience, our knowledge. We use the tools of the craft. We look at all of the different models, and we understand that, like I was saying earlier, those microclimates. So we truly are that red icon. We are head of the field when it comes to others in the marketplace. And we update as needed. Storms change, conditions change, intensities change. So we will always be there for you on a 24/7 consultative basis. But don't just take it from us. We can talk all day about how great we are. I want you to hear it a little bit from our clients.
Doesn't look like the audio's playing on that.
Can you hear it?
I cannot hear it. Is there a way to
Let's see.
broadcast whatever your computer desktop audio is?
Let's see. Share computer sound. Let's see if that works. One moment.
I mean, every decision we
There we go.
Several times in the past 2 seasons that I've used Neoweather that one storm has paid for literally the entire season's services.
If you don't have an accurate forecast, there's no way you can be competitive with the people that do.
And our clients are relying on us for liability reasons, for keeping their sites open. I mean, every decision we make in the winter is hinged on an accurate weather forecast.
The price of salt has skyrocketed in the last 2 or 3 years. So by having a good, accurate forecast with knowing when it's going to start, how it's going to come in, is it going to come in as rain, is it going to come in as freezing rain, it's allowed us to control our salt usage, which it's one of our largest costs in this industry.
They were pretty accurate, and to have that was, I mean, it's better than anything you can pay for. I mean, it's well worth what we pay. I mean, to have that information when no one else does, we were ahead of the game all winter long.
With different blends of liquid de-icers and anti-icers, you have to know dew point, you have to know temperature. You need to know when the sun is going to rise and what the cloud cover is going to be like the next day. So we're able to use some pretty cutting edge liquids that other folks aren't able to use effectively, and the difference is we have really good weather information that we can use to base our liquid decisions off of.
Being able to know what's going on and not having to stress over, did they get it right this time? Is the Weather Channel going to be right, or is NOAA going to be right, or is WeatherBug going to be right? You guys every time there's a forecast that goes out, its accuracy is incredible.
So super excited to hear that from our client.
There have been several.
And want to open it up now to if there are any questions or comments. Love to hear from you.
And for any of the folks that aren't able to join us in the original live session, you can always feel free to reach out. We're just a call or an email away. We're happy to talk with you and answer anything. So we have our Facebook page, our Twitter page. There's many different outlets where you can follow along and be able to ask questions. I think one of the biggest things is people kind of want to know, like, what's the day-to-day like kind of behind the scenes when we're making a forecast, when there's a storm upcoming. So what do you think like is one of the coolest things that maybe a lot of the snow contractor clients or even the general public doesn't necessarily know about what a operational meteorologist does?
I think, for us, it's really digging into and understanding the new tools and technology that's out there. So if it's the updated models, if it's looking at, more of the hyper extended forecasts, a couple of years ago, you used to be able to say, 3 days out, that's really as far as you can go. But now the accuracy is much better. And I think that's what's super exciting about this solution that we provide. I think also the demand of the clients on some of the snow management companies is much higher. The risk is there, and we can take that burden of risk away from those clients and put it on us because we are the trained professionals. For example, not to make light of it, but if Royal Caribbean, they took their boats and they put it inside the middle of a hurricane. Why? Because they were listening to amateur forecasters on Twitter, and that could have put many lives in danger. That could have millions of dollars worth of their ship, of their inventory could have been lost. So what we try to do is look at the science, make it more the communication more reasonable, and deliver that in a palatable way for our users.
Go ahead, Jeff.
I'm sorry, Brian. Guys, if I just may interject as well. I mean, meteorology as a science is, it's the study of the atmosphere, and the atmosphere is a turbulent fluid, and the weather is, as we all know, is always changing. It's never staying the same. It's never linear. It's always up and down. It's always constantly changing. And the models, the data that we use as meteorologists has constantly been gradually improving within the last 30 or 40 plus years. I myself have actually been in the industry for almost 30 years, and I've seen an amazing advancement and improvement of the meteorological data and the model data that all of us as professionals look at. And what makes Neoweather unique as a company is not only the customized personal service that we give you, but the combination of the advancement and the technicality of the weather data and the model data that comes out, plus the years of experience that we have as professionals to be able to analyze such data and be able to customize it on a hyper-local level, on a specific impact level for all businesses that deal with such data on such an important scale, is an invaluable tool to help any company. And it's certainly an honor and a privilege for all of us to be able to serve everyone. It's great.
Absolutely. I mean, it's so rewarding. Us all, we're weather geeks. We absolutely love this stuff. We grew up as little tykes loving this stuff. And to be able to make a difference by actually helping companies save time and money, make their lives easier. We had folks that were one of our landscaping clients that were in danger of a tornado outbreak that happened a few years ago. And we're on the phone with them and texting them about the path of a EF3 tornado hitting literally into their neighborhood. And they were able to communicate with their family and take shelter and have some semblance of hope, knowing that it was going to be very close, but probably barely miss. And I mean, it was a couple blocks away that had damage on that. And they're like, oh, you're lifesavers. You made my wife so much more relieved through one of the most trying times in our lives and stuff like that. And that's just one crazy example. That doesn't happen every day, but I think of all the ways that we're able to help with unneeded legal issues, unneeded insurance issues with slip and falls and stuff like that. And it really does make a difference. It's not just a unpredictable flip of the coin type of a thing. There is a lot of true accuracy to this. We look at a lot of different computer models. We look at a lot of different data. And it's not just taking a blend of all that and throwing it out to you as a forecast. It's using our mind on what the biases of some of these models are. Some of them do better in certain situations. So having that pattern recognition of what is this type of a situation? The last 5 times a storm took this track, typically this happened. How did that affect the northern portion of London, Ontario versus the southern portion? There's a ton that goes into it, and we try to collaborate and make it something that really helps us provide the best information with, hey, more heads are better than one to all you guys.
I think what it comes down to is that we care. Our clients trust us. We trust each other in making the best predictions and forecasts. And we look forward to bringing that service and our value to you, the consumer. So I guess with that said, thank you for your time. If you have any questions, like Brian was saying, feel free to contact us. Here is our information. jbowman@neoweather.us or bivy@neoweather.us, or check us out online at neoweather.us. And even though it's the US, we are really focused on breaking into the Canadian market and extending our reach across some of the clients that we already work with and bringing this service to you. So thank you again. Happy Canadian Thanksgiving, and we hope to speak with you very soon.
Thanks, guys.